This is Blue Collar Millionaire, Blue Collar Grind, Millionaire Mind. If this is your first time to the channel, please like the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let me know what you think in the comments. Going over some more music business stuff and looking at the moves that TikTok is making. TikTok, and this is on twofilter.com. TikTok wants to distribute music for unsigned up-and-coming artists. Record labels might not like that. And I don't understand why record labels wouldn't like that, because record labels don't really distribute up-and-coming artists. Record labels distribute established artists. They take less risk than they used to. I don't think they're spending quite the same money on newer artists. In order to get the attention of a record label, you have to already have built up your fan base, notoriety. You already got to be really essentially making money before they're going to give you a chance. So I just don't think record labels like TikTok trying to slide into the scene and take over some of the profits that are to be made when it comes to the music industry. But TikTok's early relationship with the music industry was fraught over the last couple of years. Conflict is cool, largely thanks to TikTok signing multiple revenue sharing partnerships with major record labels, and then that link over TikTok re-ups licensing Sony marketing discovery. So probably what happened is, I'm just guessing because I'm not a TikTok user. I may become one, but at this time I am not. And to me, I think it's just because music is consistently used on TikTok, and so record labels like tend to feel some type of way when their music is getting used and they're not getting paid. So they probably came at TikTok sideways until they negotiated something where the record labels could see some money off the music being on there. The thing about it, though, is that TikTok has really allowed or caused or impacted a bunch of songs getting really big just because they get used in different meme videos and challenge videos and TikTok trends and all that. So it's really, I mean, I understand the record label point of view, but really TikTok is actually impacting the growth of some of these songs, because without some of this attachment to these TikTok trends and stuff, some of these songs wouldn't really get on like that. But I digress. Of course, there's the fact that TikTok can almost single-handedly create chart-topping hits. Exactly. A valuable thing for labels looking to put their up-and-coming artists on the map. Yeah, I mean, if you have a young artist and that artist has a song that pop on a TikTok trend, I mean, you know, you off to the races. That's why TikTok's new venture, a music distribution platform called SoundOn, might reignite industry tensions. TikTok announced, it says earlier this month, but this article is from earlier this year, takes unsigned artists from the UK, US, Brazil, and Indonesia and helps them license and distribute their music across multiple platforms, including Spotify, Apple, Pandora, and TikTok parent company ByteDance's new Resso music streaming service. For the first year, TikTok won't take a cut of artists' royalties. After the first year, it'll take 10% of earnings. So I'm going to tell you something. Being somebody who's been involved with music recording, production, and releasing for quite a while now, when a company says that they take an unsigned artist and help them license, distribute their music across multiple platforms, I mean, all they're really doing is just they're the middleman that facilitates you getting on a platform. Because some platforms you can't just put your music on direct. You got to go through a distribution company. So that's what they are. But I don't like the verbiage help, because you're not really getting individual service. You're just a number. And so, I mean, right now in the market, when it comes to distributors, you got like digital aggregators, you got companies that'll do it for free. And I think they take a percentage if they do that. But at this point, when it comes to putting your music on a streaming service, you making less than a penny. So who cares about them taking a chunk? It's not very much money to be made. And I seen some recently talking about some article saying that artists make 80% of their money from streaming. I don't believe that for a second, because ain't no money to be made in streaming as far as the industry has been up to this point. Far as I know, it's still like it was for the past 5-10 years, that artists make the majority of their money from concerts and merch. because if you perform and you tour, it's money to be made that way. It's not as much money to be made in selling your album or streaming your album. You still make it available for that, but the money is made on the road. Or if you have products to sell, merchandise to sell, if you offering something else besides that, something different, something unique, you can make money. But I'd be hard pressed to believe that 80% of the income artists make is coming from streaming services. Because if that's the case, then artists are pissy fucking broke. But yeah, that's why I don't really like that verbiage too much. But hey, they are getting the music on the platform, so it is what it is. For independent artists, SoundOn is effectively an alternative to a record label. Again, I guess, but when you get your music up on a platform like Spotify or Apple Music, that doesn't mean anything. There's millions of songs on these platforms. The big kicker is getting on playlists, curated playlists, and being able to promote your music. Or if your music is going to be quote unquote licensed, that it be licensed for paid usage, like in a film or advertisement. But just being on Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, Resso, YouTube, that doesn't mean anything. It's not very difficult to get that. It's the monetizing and making money off of it being wherever it is, which the streaming pennies is nothing. Like, you really have to get exposure. So if they're not talking about giving exposure, then they're not offering nothing different than what plenty of other companies are already doing. But calling them the alternative to a record label, I don't know, man. I don't know. Even though record labels don't offer great deals to artists, the terms really are trash. They don't really benefit the artist financially. When a label is fully invested in the artist and promoting the artist and things of that nature, there are opportunities that a record label presents you that are harder to get on your own. So there is money to be made, but your deal got to be structured intelligently for your benefit if you're actually going to be the one making that money. Otherwise, they're going to be getting off on you. When a musician gets popular on TikTok, labels want them. That's true. SoundOn gives them the option to remain indie, though it's worth noting that as Billboard reports, SoundOn's term and condition granted an irrevocable right to artist music with a worldwide license to copy, modify, correct, and edit. Oh, man. But they say that SoundOn has a pretty flexible exit clause for artists. So you use SoundOn, they get it. See, irrevocable is not compatible with exit clause. Irrevocable mean they always keep it. So if you distribute through them, they got the irrevocable right to your music with a worldwide license to copy, modify, correct, and edit. So edit, I mean, they could sample it, flip it, cover it, redo it, copy it, redistribute it, modify however they want. Like, and then we're getting into all of these rights and stuff that you give up when you deal with companies on every level, not just record labels. If artists can choose to remain indie with SoundOn, that may mean fewer will go from viral TikTok stardom to signing with labels. Yeah, there was always this conversation about at any moment the major labels would be in trouble if Apple or Spotify created record labels. Yeah, I would love to see Spotify launch some labels, bro. That would be a game changer, because if Spotify launched record label, you got to think, man, not only does Spotify have their official curated playlist, right, by Spotify staff members, right, which is where a lot of music gets discovered because it's being promoted internally on the platform by the platform itself. But then you also have independent, I guess you would call them curators, who, whether they be connected to other record labels or they're just music bloggers or influencers, whatever, they have their curated playlists, and some of them can be pretty popular, talking like 5-6 figure worth of like anywhere from 10 to 100,000 plus followers of that particular playlist. And again, like I say, playlists are more valuable than mere distribution on a music stream service. Like, I'll use an example of an artist that I've worked with, Adriel Rivera, who has millions of streams on Spotify, and basically he's been able to build his career in such a way, and this young man is in his early 20s. He's built his career in such a way that he is landing on playlists that give him a lot of discovery and new listeners and listens. So parlaying that like is actually gonna allow him to really, he's already building the audience, he already has the plays, but that's a money making venture versus like, oh, my music is available on Spotify. So what? That don't mean nobody's gonna hear it. But when you get on these playlists and then you're getting on multiple, and then you're developing good relationships with the curators of the playlist, and like that can turn into something that really can develop your career. So, but yeah, Spotify made their own labels based off, I mean, literally, it's the infrastructure is already there. They can make they could literally make basically indie labels geared towards specific styles and sounds, because they have so many different genres and areas and arenas that they're catering to anyway. Just making little indie labels for each pocket, I think that would be extremely successful. And then because it's Spotify, they don't need to focus on the physical end. They could just focus on the digital end, right? And then you got the pipeline straight to the playlist anyway. And on top of that, Spotify does the I forgot what it's called, but what they do, the Spotify live sessions, they could promote their artists like that. Like, I mean, it's so much. And then Spotify could do Spotify sponsored music festivals. Like, it's all type. Like, that would be a game changer. I would love to see that happen. Anyway, the founder and president of Los Angeles-based management company Milk and Honey told Billboard, Capitol Records is being a pain in the ass. He added, you have to do customer service, talk to artists, make records, deal with egos. But being Capitol Records, is a pain in the ass. So he's saying, like, if you a label, you got to do so much that it's a lot of work. Keller said that a tech platform like TikTok isn't set up to deal with taking full label-like responsibilities. Of course not. There's no artificial intelligence to deal with a difficult artist. The tech companies don't want that headache. Despite that, SoundOn could still become a significant competitor for labels. No, it won't. Like, I don't know. The only thing that they're going to take away from labels with that is, like, if an artist is able, through popping off on TikTok, to just maintain the rights and stay on SoundOn, which again is just a distribution platform. It's not a fucking label. So it's not going to offer what a label offers. Now, getting the distribution, that is one element of what a label offers, but a label offers more than that. So, like, without SoundOn taking on the marketing and taking on, production, like engineering, recording, the music videos, the graphics, like, without them taking on all that, they're not replacing labels. I mean, yeah, you could say it's giving the artist an option, but the reason why I don't think it's that significant is because, like I said already, there are multiple digital aggregators and digital distribution services for indie artists, some paid, some free. Those are already available. Like, so artists have already had the option to do that to get their music released instead of trying to get signed to a label, which is a very difficult thing to get signed to a label. But just being on your music, being on a streaming service or platform does not guarantee the music gets heard. Your relationship with SoundOn gives you the extra edge over any other artist. No. Who manages TikTok cover artist Chloe Adams, 1.4 million followers, told Billboard, it's a money can't buy relationship. Your competitors who are signed to a major label might have all the creator marketing funds to throw it into the world, but I just find an extra relationship with TikTok is key in launching a new artist. What fucking relationship? That's what I want to know. Adams is working with SoundOn and so far declined offers from record labels. Another industry source, their identity kept anonymous, had a rosier view. They told Billboard TikTok's entry with SoundOn could be a way for it to eventually offer tools to record labels as well as industry artists. Maybe, but if they're not offering something record labels don't already have, then I don't see why record labels will want it. So I'm skeptical. As far as this goes. I think, again, it would only matter if cause this person, who is this person? Tony Beard, who manages a TikTok cover artist who has 1.4 million followers. That's, hey, that's major. Is discounting the marketing money that labels throw at artists that they want to push. I can't discount that marketing money. Like a relationship with TikTok, like the only way I think the relationship would be significant is if you basically become a part of like an insider roster of musicians for TikTok, to where, here's how I think this will work. First of all, I don't think every artist that use Sound On is going to become some TikTok music priority. Nope. But if you do become a priority and you're in a short list of artists that TikTok wants to maximize your exposure, TikTok can put you on if they are purposely creating TikTok trends that are attached to your songs from the very beginning. So if a TikTok trend is created or a challenge or whatever, and then it's attached to your song, then those trends that blow up, or the challenges that blow up, then now you're talking more exposure for artists. I can see how that's beneficial if you have that type of relationship with TikTok. But I don't think just using the Sound On service, unless they're selective about the people that they actually approve getting on it, because there are some sound services like that where you got to basically apply. In that case, then okay, maybe I could see it being a relationship. But just distributing your music through them, that's not an automatic relationship as far as I'm concerned. Like, so we'll see how this pan out. Let me know what you think in the comments. This is Blue Collar Millionaire. I'm out.